आदरणीय श्री नितिन गडकरी जी, श्री अर्जुन मेघवाल जी, हरिभाऊ बागड़े जी, गिरीश महाजन जी, डॉक्टर महेंद्र रेड्डी जी, सूर्य प्रताप शाही जी, डी.के. शिव कुमार जी, एन. शिवशंकर रेड्डी जी, यूपी सिंह जी, मसूद हुसैन जी, सत्येंद्र जैन जी, इंजीनियर फेलिक्स राइडर्स, यहाँ पर उपस्थित सभी महानुभाव और उपस्थित सभी बहनों और भाइयों, मैं सबसे पहले आदरणीय गडकरी जी का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि ये इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन माइक्रो इरिगेशन, इसका आयोजन महाराष्ट्र के औरंगाबाद में आपने किया और देश और दुनिया के सभी एक्सपर्ट्स यहाँ पर बुलाकर और सारी न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी को यहाँ पर डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करके मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक बड़ा ही ऐतिहासिक इस प्रकार का ये कार्यक्रम यहाँ पर आयोजित हुआ है और मैं आदरणीय गडकरी जी को उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। मूल रूप से हम सभी लोग जानते हैं कि पानी को हमने कभी इकोनॉमिक कमोडिटी के रूप में नहीं देखा। वी नेवर कैलकुलेट द इकोनॉमिक कॉस्ट ऑफ वाटर। हम लोगों को लगता है कि नेचर ने दिया हुआ, ईश्वर ने दिया हुआ एक ऐसा तोहफा है कि जो हमारी संपत्ति है, हम चाहे जैसा उसको इस्तेमाल करें, चाहे जब इस्तेमाल करें, and we never calculate the economic cost of water. However, in today's world, it is very important to know the economic cost of water, and also we need to focus more on the issues that are arising out of water crisis across the world due to climate change. In fact, if you look at all the rainfall patterns world over, and especially in India, there is a huge discrepancy and there is no predictability in the rainfall pattern for past many years. And the only solution we are left with is to conserve water, is to use it diligently, and to understand the principle of more crop per drop, understanding the economic value of water. And I think this 9th International Micro Irrigation Conference is very important when we look at this scenario or the crisis that is being created by water. 20 years back, we used to read that the Third World War will be because of water problem. I don't know whether there will be a Third World War or not. But today, we are facing such a crisis that initially the water issues were between nations, then the water issues were between states, then the water issues started within states. Today we can see water issues between districts and even talukas. So water distribution and water issues have assumed a very significant position today in our total economy, and in state like Maharashtra, where 52% of our area is drought prone and 80% of agriculture is normally dependent on rain. I think the water conservation and water use efficiency is the only key towards sustainable agriculture. Honorable Gadkari ji was mentioning about the irrigation budget and the irrigation projects, I must thank him. Due to only his blessings, today unprecedented pace has been gained by our irrigation projects, and I think the amount of expenditure which we are doing on our irrigation project because of the help of his ministry, in next 3 to 4 years we will add 16 lakh hectares of flow irrigation in the state of Maharashtra. And why it is important? Because in past 70 years we could add 32 lakh hectares, and in just 7 years we will be adding 16 lakh hectares. And I think all credit goes to Mr. Gadkari, who has been very kind in sanctioning a lot of projects, and also Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has been very kind to understand the topography, geology of this state and give us a special package through which we are trying to complete all our irrigation projects. Having said that, it is not just by flow irrigation that we will be able to make our agriculture sustainable. It is only through water conservation, because even if we complete all our irrigation projects, we will be able to supply flow irrigation water for irrigation to farmers up to only 50% of our total land under cultivation. So still the remaining 50% land would require water conservation initiatives. And in past 4 years, we have started our own water conservation scheme called Jal Yukt Shivar, where we are trying to conserve water through treatment of watershed and creating distributed water structures. And out of 25,000 villages in 4 years, we could complete 16,000 villages, and we have created around 600,000 distributed water conservation structures in these 16,000 villages, and that has resulted into a protective irrigation for around 34 lakh hectares of land. And what is the result? The result is very evident. In 2013-14, the rainfall in this state was around 110%, and the productivity was 180 lakh metric ton. And last year, the rainfall was just 84%. That is around 25-26% less. And still, the productivity was 185 lakh metric ton, which is bigger than what we could get in 110% of rainfall. It is because of the distributed water structures and water conservation structures which we could create. And secondly, the amount of capacity which we added through micro irrigation. I think in last 4 years, we have added 3 times capacity as compared to the earlier 15 years. What was added in 15 years, 3 times of that we have added the micro irrigation capacity in last 3 years. And with this water conservation and micro irrigation initiatives, we could actually sustain the drought situation, and our productivity went up. And today, I think this year is also an extreme drought year, when our average rainfall is just 70% of the average. But I think still, although there are challenges, but still in few major crops, we will still increase our productivity due to the initiatives of water conservation and also due to the use of micro irrigation systems. In fact, as rightly told by Honorable Minister Shri Gadkari ji, that now there was a time when in micro irrigation people used to apply and then they used to wait for subsidy for years together. Now everything from application to disbursement is online, and there is not a single backlog of a single farmer or a single rupee. Within the stipulated time frame, we are able to process the micro irrigation applications, we are able to process their subsidies, and we are able to give them subsidies directly into their account. And again, we have started few more initiatives. We are sitting in Marathwada, and Marathwada is one of the most drought prone area of Maharashtra, which has seen extreme drought for last 10 years. And I think in Marathwada we have started many initiatives of micro irrigation, wherein we are trying to actually create a protective irrigation network so that the agriculture becomes more sustainable. And with the help of World Bank, now we have started Nanaji Deshmukh Krishi Samruddhi Prakalpa, which is one of its kind end-to-end agriculture development program. And the basis of this program is soil conservation, water conservation, and use of the micro irrigation system, so that the entire water use efficiency in this area can be increased. It will benefit around 4,000 villages in Marathwada, and I think in next 2 to 3 years we will make these 4,000 villages not just drought proof but also totally sustainably creating irrigation into agriculture. And I think this project, which does not end really at just creating water structures or water use efficiency, but it also has as rightly suggested by Mr. Gadkari, it also talks about the cropping pattern, it talks about market linkage. Today I think technology is very important, because technology has given us tool to make our agriculture more and more sustainable. Today we can see that through micro irrigation and the fertigation and all the mechanization which is created, in fact thousands and thousands of acres of land are getting precision irrigation. That is also very important. We have area in Sangli and part of Kolhapur where excessive usage of water has turned the land arid. It's absolutely arid now. There's no cultivation in that area because of excessive usage of water. So I think the precision use of water and precision use of micronutrients, fertilizers, or whatever you need to use, I think that is something which enhances the productivity, and it also helps our soil to become more productive. In Maharashtra, in fact, we have also started our scheme of desilting of dams, and we are actually desilting dams and small water bodies and putting all that soil into the fields of farmers. That soil is so enriched that for at least 3 years they need not use any fertilizer or any chemical, and still their productivity increases. We recently, 2 days back, have also started a new project where we are actually digitizing the life cycle of production, from sowing to harvesting. Everything will be digitized. We are using for that the remote sensing, we are using drones, we are using artificial intelligence, and a model is created where even the vegetative stage of a crop will be captured, and through that and with the use of artificial intelligence we will be able to tell the farmer that at this stage what is going to happen, what he needs to use, whether there will be pest, and also with the use of the micro irrigation system we will be able to treat, if there is any pest, we will be able to treat with precision and we will be able to save the crop. I think in today's world, the technology has given us advantage to make the agriculture sustainable. The only thing is that the capacity of an individual farmer to get access to technology is difficult. In fact, the small land holdings is an impediment, and I think the capacity of farmer to adopt even any type of technology is very limited, and that is why the government has stepped in. The government is trying to help the farmers, and I think the programs like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana gives a leverage to every single farmer to access to technology, to actually get the benefits of all that is happening in the space of agriculture. And I think the conferences like this conference will take it one step further, when all the people in the space, all the people in this field will watch the new technologies, will share the good practices and will be able to replicate those good practices in their own arena. I think that will not only make our agriculture sustainable, but the biggest problem of water use efficiency, water being an economic commodity, water being a scarce commodity, water being a very important commodity, I think we will be able to use water in a better way so that we make this planet a very sustainable, with a very sustainable environment. And I thank the ministry and all its partners for organizing this international micro irrigation conference in the state of Maharashtra. As the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, I welcome you all. I wish that your stay will be very fruitful. I wish that all the deliberations and the technical events in this conference will be very fruitful, and I assure that Maharashtra government would love to adopt what all deliberations go here and what all papers come out through this conference. We will be very happy to adopt them so that we also graduate to all the new technologies to make our farming more and more sustainable. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.